My wedding reception was totally different. I did not believe that a plural wife going into a family should have a big reception.
Hello everyone, welcome to Happily Ever Reality. My name is Brittany and I have been reading Chiristin Brown Woolley's new book, Sister Wife, A Memoir of Faith, Family, and Finding Freedom. This video is focused on chapters 3 through 5. Alright, let's go ahead and talk about chapter 3. It is titled, I Believed the World Would End. And it's titled that because Chiristin really believed the world was going to end because that is what she was taught at youth group when she was growing up. She specifically thought the world was going to end when she was 15 years old, and her dad found out about it and pretty much told her that was nonsense. This is actually something that we heard about on the show. I believe she talked about it with Janelle when they were on a trip to visit family. And this was after she had already left Kody, if I remember that correctly. So that is not actually news to us. But in this chapter, she talks about what it was like growing up with her mom. She said her mom made her clean a lot. There was a lot of cooking in her house. She has a lot of good memories of her mom having the type of home that people wanted to come to. So it was the house the children from the other mother, those kids wanted to come over to her mom's house. She also spends a little bit of time defending their religion again and their ideas about polygamy. There's a part of this where she says there were no underage marriages, no forced marriages, no marrying relatives. I really feel like Chiristin feels that she needs to defend their polygamous beliefs. From my perspective, she doesn't really need to do that, even without the underage marriages. I still don't like it, you guys. I still don't think it's something that would work well for most people. I don't feel like it's fair to the kids in those families. I understand she loved her family and she wants to defend them, but I feel like the people buying this book already know what happens with Kody. They probably already have enough ideas about polygamy, even without any of the illegal stuff happening with minors. She doesn't really need to defend it. We understand that's how she grew up, so that's where her belief system comes from. But I just feel like she still feels that pressure when I'm reading this. We do learn a little bit more about Annie, which is Chiristin's mom. We find out that she was a bit of a feminist, and she was not afraid to question the religious leaders. She didn't want to blindly follow someone. Annie was the type of person that was independent. And I have to say that doesn't surprise me. I feel like polygamy is the type of lifestyle that requires women to be a little bit more independent than other women. They know that man is not going to be in their house every day. So I'm not surprised to find out that Annie was independent. But a part of me wonders if when she was expressing her thoughts about the role of women in the church and saying it was okay to question religious leaders, if that wasn't kind of her way of showing that she didn't absolutely 100% believe in that faith, but Chiristin was young and didn't realize it. Because in the next chapter, Chiristin says that she was really surprised when her mom left her dad and then chose to leave the faith. Like, there's a part of me that wonders if really Annie wasn't expressing some doubt, but Chiristin was, active in the church, in the youth group, going to Sunday school, and just didn't realize that was what was happening. My big takeaway from chapter 3 is basically we now understand why Chiristin was the type of wife and mother she was when she was with Kody. She saw her mom fill that role in the family. That's what Chiristin wanted, and I think that's what Chiristin sort of set out to do when she was with Kody. So we move on to chapter 4, and this is when Kody finally enters into the book. And this chapter is called No Girl Wants a Story Like That. And this is also when we get the first moments with Kody where we realize him and Chiristin don't think about love and romance the same way. But let me start a little bit further back. Again, you guys, I think I might have mentioned this in the last video. I'm not telling you every detail. You definitely need to read the book, but I am going to summarize just a few things that happen here. Kody starts going to Chiristin's church. We all knew that. Chiristin says he's very likable, which isn't hard for me to believe. I feel like in the early seasons of Sister Wives, Kody was gregarious and he had a great smile. He was very friendly and social, and Kody had a lot of positive qualities in the beginning. Then you just watch him unravel. But back then, when he started attending Christine's church, everyone loved him. Everyone loved him and Mary together. So Christine likes him. Christine has a crush on him, right? Now, while all of this is happening, Christine has turned 18, started at a community college. Her life is going good. She takes a public speaking class that builds her confidence. She realizes that she loves storytelling. Around the time Christine is 19, her mom leaves her dad, and this really rocks her world. She did not expect it. She said she didn't feel like there were any signs at all at the time. She realizes now there probably were. But at that point in her life, she did not expect it. You know, I've told you, she loved her dad. Like, she was a daddy's girl. So this is devastating for her. She's really upset with her mom. And her mom starts dating right away. So she's upset about that. Her mom leaves the church. So she's upset about her mom leaving the church as well. So Christine wants to rebel, and she rebels by becoming more religious. Yeah, she rebelled by going to youth group more. And in going to youth group more, that means she spends more time with Kody and Mary. She's also talking to Kody a lot about what is going on in her life. So she's getting to know him very well. And spending this time with Kody makes her think that he's going to be a great husband. She sees him with the youth group. He's going to be a good dad. So she's got a crush on him. He is going to be a good father, good husband. And then he tells her he is getting married again to a woman named Janelle. And this shocks her because she thought she was close to marrying Kody. But they really didn't fill her in on any of this. So he marries Janelle. But as viewers of the show, we know that this does not deter Christine in any way because she does not care. She never wanted to be a second wife anyway. She wants to be a third wife. We know that. That's one of the first things you learn about her in season 1 of Sister Wives. She talks about this. She said she knew when she was 17 she wanted to be a third wife. So it's possible for her to marry Kody. I did think how the whole thing went down was a little bit interesting. Traditionally, in their faith, a woman would tell her dad, hey, I like this man. The dad would then make inquiries to see if this was something that could happen. But that's not what happened with Christine. She said she'd been talking to Kody for 3 years, and then she said to him during one of their conversations, of all the guys I know, I would just as soon marry you. And then Kody ran with that. Like, he took that to be her proposal. So Kody called her dad. Her dad adored him. And it's history. Like, Christine ends up marrying Kody. But the end of this chapter, to me, is the part of it that actually makes it the most interesting. We find out that he asked her to go sit over with him on her mom's couch. And then he proposes to her. And according to her, the actual quote he said is, I guess I should ask if you'd marry me. That really makes a girl feel special, right? I guess I should ask if you'd marry me. She said yes, but she realized that wasn't what she wanted. And she says, no girl wants a story like that. She wanted a more romantic proposal, so he waited until it was a really pretty night, and then he proposed to her again outside under the moon. But I mean, we can see right there, Christine is really wanting romance. She wants something romantic, and Kody Brown just ain't doing it. I mean, asking someone to marry you by saying, I mean, he didn't really even ask. That's not a question. There's no question mark at the end of that sentence. That is a period at the end of that. That is a sentence, not a question. I guess I should ask if you'd marry me. Yeah, definitely not romantic to most people. So from my perspective, we just start off with Kody not getting it right with Christine. We know the nacho incident happened before that as well. You know, we've heard that story during them courting. But I also just want to point out, Christine was thinking she was super close to Kody and Mary. And then Kody marries Janelle, but Christine doesn't know about it until they're already doing it. Like, it's already a planned thing. So I wonder, you know, were they really as close as Christine thought? You guys can let me know what you think about all of that down in the comments. Okay, so when we move on to chapter 5, and it is titled, Why Are You Here? It is the first chapter where I was like, okay, this is why I got the book. I'm wanting to know more of the details, the stuff we didn't really see on the show. Of course, the show was not being filmed when Chiristin married Kody, but we know some of the stories, right? We know she didn't like her wedding dress. We know there were things about her wedding she didn't like. Kody admitted that he wasn't involved. He wasn't super excited about the wedding. We know those things, but she starts giving us a little bit more. Like, she explains that she felt pressure to make sure on that day that it wasn't a super romantic day. She didn't want Mary and Janelle being uncomfortable with Kody marrying her. A part of the reason the dress looked the way that it did is she wanted to be super modest because she didn't want Mary and Janelle thinking about what might be going on later in the night with Kody and her. So this is just... You get Chiristin's thought process behind some of the choices that she made. She also makes a point of saying she never let Mary and Janelle know that she was thrilled to be having them as sister wives. They were not included in the wedding planning. I think that she would come to regret that when she watched Robin include everyone. Chiristin admits that this might have set them up for having strange relationships in the future. I do wonder if she regretted not including them immediately, or if that regret came when Robin was doing it. I also wonder if she wished her wedding had been different, but that was something she sort of kept to herself, or maybe she even minimized her own feelings. But then when Robin entered the picture and she was able to see Robin getting everything she really wanted, if then it kind of brought those feelings back up for her. She also writes about how she wanted to save that kiss for their wedding day, because she thought that was going to be very romantic. And she seems to regret it based on what she says. She said some coworkers of hers had said to her, like, you're going from your first kiss to the act, right? Like, you're going from nothing to doing everything on your wedding night. And then when you get to the part where she writes about it and what that experience was like, yeah, she says, I'm not going to say it here. If you guys read chapter 5, you're going to know what I'm talking about. She says Kody had more experience, like he should have known better. Abso-freaking-lutely he should have. It sounds absolutely horrible. But again, I think Kody just cares about himself, so I don't think Kody at all worried about what her wedding day was going to be like or what the wedding night was going to be like. I just don't think he cared. And she actually wrote in the book, let me see if I can find it. This is what she says. She writes, I remember understanding he wasn't as excited to marry me as I was to marry him. What a horrible, horrible feeling to have. She also says at one point, I didn't feel like a bride. But again, Kody just cares about himself. She thought he would plan some sort of honeymoon for them, and he didn't, so that was disappointing for her. We know they went on a road trip, and she says it was romantic enough. But again, we just see over and over again that Kody and her weren't aligned, and she was always feeling disappointed in him. And that kiss that she was waiting to have with Kody after they said their vows, it was a peck. Just a quick peck. It was such a fast kiss that her grandpa commented on how quick it was. So nothing about this day for Chiristin was what she wanted it to be. I genuinely believe it was going to be impossible for Chiristin to have the type of love and romance she was looking for with a polygamist. I don't think it was necessarily straight up that it was Kody that was the issue. I think Chiristin was really wanting a monogamous relationship. She liked the idea of sister wives. I think she wanted sister wives, but she also wanted a relationship that had more monogamous qualities than polygamous qualities. I don't think Kody was ever going to be able to overcome that with her. I think she was always going to be disappointed. I think what made it worse was that it was Kody, and I think he can be really selfish. So I don't think he was worried about her. And then you add into this what we know about Mary and Janelle and what their relationships were like before Chiristin entered the picture. It was really set up to fail. I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did if you think about it. I mean, I think the kids were the reason Chiristin really hung in there. But that was it, you guys. I feel like chapter 5 was when we finally start to see, or at least for me, the stuff I wanted to read about and get some of the details that I was wanting to hear. So I am looking forward to what comes next. You guys can let me know down in the comments what you think. And of course, I'm going to come back with more videos as I go through the book. But yeah, I hope you'll click like and subscribe if you haven't already.